Hello friends, movie lovers around the world. Are you guys healthy? In this video this time, we're going to discuss a movie that just hit theaters. Jurassic World Rabirth. This movie will tell about how dinosaurs could have coexisted with humans, and there were several mutated dinosaurs and become more dangerous. Oh yeah, you guys just ignore the Cinema City writing. Yeah, hard time because it is censored. Well, without further ado, curious, right? So, just get right into the storyline. The beginning, research facility, and an escape. The story begins with showing a research facility, dinosaurs that were on an island. This research was conducted to combine DNA of the dinosaurs so that they could create species, the new dinosaur. But because there is a plastic waste that is sucked, airbed in captivity, dinosaur named Direx, it causes damage and its aftermath the door got stuck. Because it has an error, the place will automatically lock, but it turns out dinosaur named Direx, it came off. Go back to the present. The Dinos have lived side by side with humans, but due to changes in the Earth's climate, they are now endangered again. We went back to a man named Martin Curbs, whose journey is interrupted due to dinosaurs, the long neck that was dying.
That's cold. Jeez, even for New York.
And this woman is Zora. Himself was a mercenary. This time, Martin hired Martin is someone who worked in very wealthy. He invited Zora to join his mission. Martin wants to make a heart medicine whose source comes from the blood of dinosaurs. They both came. A doctor who is an expert in the field of this scientist named Dr. Henry Loomis. In short, they had to get the DNA of a living dinosaur so that this medicine can be made, and his dinosaur had to be the largest on Earth. And they needed 3 dinosaurs, which is the Mosasaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and also the catalyst of the cube.
That's right. Trillions.
Henry was invited to join the expedition, but he refused because it was illegal. But after being persuaded by Martin, if Henry could see dinosaurs in his native habitat, Henry also agreed. After thinking hard,
You ready? Yeah.
we are in Suriname, where they would look for a ship to ride. There was a ship captain named Duncan who turned out to be Zora's friend. They took advantage of Martin's wealth to pay them more expensively.
Oh.
See? That's very nice.
And Duncan has some men. One of them is this Artwater. In the end, they left. There were 2 other people with them, that is their Leklik and also Nina. This time, their goal is to find the whereabouts of Mosasaurus. Walter also prepared some weapons. Poison that could paralyze dinosaurs. Dr. Henry, he also made a weapon specifically to get dinosaur blood that they were looking for. A tool like a syringe that can only be used within 10 meters and will fly when it is full. Zora also insisted he will hold that gun is for shooting. After that, Duncan expressed regret because their friends he died while serving in Yemen. Zora also told me that she didn't have time to come his mother's funeral and it's so sad.
We are very pathetic.
47 miles in the south, we turned to a Latin family who were crossing the ocean. There was the father and his 2 big daughters named Teresa and her sister, which is Isabella. Teresa apparently also brought her lazy boyfriend named Xavier.
Good evening, Xavier.
Why I say lazy? Because Xavier doesn't even help the father to hold ship steering, and he went back into the ship to sleep. Father must be upset with the behavior of his son's girlfriend. While talking, suddenly Nina saw a group of dinosaurs in the distance. Suddenly, they were attacked by a creature which turned out to be it was a Mosasaurus. In the end, their ship capsized, and the father tried to save Xavier, who was trapped inside the ship. Luckily, the father survived and Xavier too, but Xavier must be chased by the Mosasaurus. Luckily, Xavier still survived and still had time to get bag containing satellite phone. At night, Dr. Henry came to Zora, who was daydreaming behind the ship. There, Zora looked comforted by the innocence of Dr. Henry. Short story, morning came. At that time, Duncan was aware that someone was sending a signal emergency and notify on the radio that their ship is sinking. Duncan also told everyone, and there was a debate whether they should be looking for that person or go find a Mosasaurus. Martin is adamant, wanted to prioritize the dinosaurs, but Duncan, the leader of the ship, decided to help people asking for help. In the end, the father and the others were saved, and they said they were attacked by Mosasaurus. Mosasaurus is targeting their ship because it was considered a rival. Nina got frantic because they didn't run away from the Mosasaurus, but instead hunted down those Mosasaurus.
Your own business and
At that time, they saw that there were two nearby Moses, and all of a sudden...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, their ships were attacked by Mosasaurus, and they immediately set up equipment to take the blood of these mosasaurs.
It's here.
Zora went to the front of the ship and was immediately tied up to the ship, and they were immediately trying to get a shooting range 10-meter...
Opposite range!
Unfortunately, Zora even squeezed, so they had to get a new syringe. After that, it's finally Zora managed to shoot the device right on Mosasaurus, despite being nearly consumed.
Take the shot!
It's finally they were able to obtain a blood sample of the dinosaur first. After that, Dr. Henry thinks if they have to spread this medicine later to everyone. On the other side, the father calms his son who was very nauseous due to the shaking earlier. Teresa also saw that dinosaur, the one they saw on the ship was chasing them, and the dinosaur was called Spinosaurus. Dr. Henry theorized if the middle Spinosaurus helped Mosasaurus hunt for food, and immediately the Artwater shot the poison device. Walter ended up being carried by the Spinosaurus, heard that, and they had to face back against the Mosasaurus. And Duncan takes the ship to shallow seas so they could escape the dinosaurs, and they immediately got ready to jump.
Ready to jump!
When you want to call for help, Teresa was blocked by Martin, who are afraid of this hunt can be discovered by someone else. Martin was silent when Teresa fell, then saw the girl fall. Xavier immediately jumped like a hero. A go, because this ship was going to hit. The father also took Isabella off the ship. Dinosaurs just kept attacking their ships even though it's already in shallow water. Zora and others, including Dr. Henry, successfully jump and Duncan-controlled ship must have sunk. Teresa and Xavier luckily survived. So did the father and Isabella.
They're amphibious!
Between Martin and the others still survived as well, including Dan, and they needed to get the hell out of there because Spinosaurus is amphibious. And sure enough, Nina must be caught eaten by Spinosaurus. And Duncan's certainly sad because of the loss of men as well as his friend, while on the other, the father and son decided to go find a village on this island. There, Martin, the island is a place, dinosaur DNA splicing experiment 17 years ago. Why people want to combine them? Because the playground wanted to create new dinosaurs so you don't get bored.
Is that really the question?
Although it's difficult, they have to keep looking for those samples because the bear has got there. They walked into the forest. They will be picked up by helicopter when you're in the village, right in the middle of this island, and they need to find high ground because there's a heat pipe. The father decided to follow the pipe, hoping to get to the village, and Teresa is still upset that Martin didn't help her. Zora and the team crossed the swamps, and Zora asked how Teresa could have fallen off the ship. And why didn't Martin help her? There, Dr. Henry explaining that humans are creatures who feel that they have mastered everything. But if the Earth is tired of humans, then humans could have been instantly extinct by the Earth. Back again to the father. While playing, Isabella instead met the Triceratops baby, which is so cute. Dad also thanks Xavier for jumping to save his son.
Saat sedang berjalan dan mengambil air minum, Martin menemukan sebuah bangkai kapal di atas kepalanya yang terdapat tengkorak tentunya.
While it was walked over and got Martin's drinking water, found a carcass, a ship on his head with a skull. While it's asleep, baby Triceratops, it's coming back. And this time, Isabella gave it food, a candy bar, and that baby Triceratops loved it so much. Xavier himself went on a rock to pee, and all of a sudden, there's raptors behind him. Suddenly, the raptor was instead preyed upon by the flying dinosaur, that we don't know what kind. Short story. They came to a vast field of weeds, and there were signs. If there's a dinosaur there, Then sure enough came a tale which turned out to be, it is the largest dinosaur on the face of this earth, which is Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaur is in the process breed, and this is a fitting opportunity for them to take blood sample Henry's doctor. They even managed to touch their feet, and he was so moved. In the end, they managed to get that sample, and they were all so happy to see the view. Yeah, when else will you be able to see dinosaurs mating? After getting a Tyrannosaur blood sample, they have to look for the largest flying dinosaur on the face of the earth, which is Cotioculus on the other side. Them all let Isabella make the baby Triceratops. It became his pet. Yes, they all slipped and fell down, but luckily it's still okay. That time, baby Triceratops was scared and went for whatever reason. There, they found a boat across the river. Teresa also took the initiative to take the boat. There was a pungent smell that came from the dinosaur carcass. And that time, there was a dinosaur that wanted to attack Teresa. Yes, the dinosaur was even afraid, which turns out that behind Teresa, there is Direx, who was taking a nap. Inside that place, Teresa found a makeshift inflatable boat, and without him, no. Instead, he opened the boat on the bridge that made T-Rex woke up. If T-Rex instead, drink water first, and they attempted to use that chance to escape, but T-Rex finally came to his senses and went straight after them. Yeah, unexpectedly, T-Rex can swim, and they had to be washed away because of the flow of the river while being chased by T-Rex. Teresa and Xavier survived, but Isabella instead left in an inflatable boat that makes T-Rex was targeting him. Isabella managed to survive, but he was still chased by the T-Rex. In the end, they all managed to survive, and they were able to get the inflatable boat back. On the other side, Zora and the team have arrived at the edge of the cliff, and they had to go all the way down to be able to make it to Kat's nest, Sioko Eyebrows, to take samples from her eggs only. Henry's doctor, who has only ever climbed the gym, must have been terrified while descending the cliff. In the end, they came to a place like a temple, which there is a dinosaur nest that instantly quickly. Henry's doctor took a sample of the egg, and their Henry had good intentions, handing out this drug later to all the people in the world. Martin is only after money. Then the Cotioculus returned to the nest and directly attacked them for having disturbed the egg. Duncan lured that dinosaur, and he was eaten by a flying dinosaur. While on the other, Dr. Henry is trying to take samples who had fallen into the cliff. Dr. Henry fell into the river and is still alive, while others also survived except the father and the others have arrived in the swamps, and they succeeded. Reached the central part of the island and found a facility, abandoned laboratory. Zora and friends have also arrived there. They are also looking for the father because there are footprints there.
Hello?
It's here. Hello? Made it! Oh my god.
They finally met, and immediately Teresa was angry with Martin for letting her fell while on the ship. Martin even said Teresa was being diluted. Then he took the sample and locked it into his hand. Suddenly, live generators and electricity is also on, so it lured the dinosaurs there. They were chased by flying dinosaurs, but that dinosaur is a mutated dinosaur because the shape not like dino in general. Doctors Henry and Duncan also see for yourself the laboratory where the merger that DNA. Then outside, Zora tried to save herself from the dino. Those dinosaurs can fit through the platform, and he immediately targeted Isabella's whereabouts to hide go in the refrigerator. Then they saw underwater drain and go straight to it, avoiding the dinosaur. And Ken saw that the water tunnel was here, can head to the sea directly. And there's a ship over there. And finally, the helicopter they were waiting for came. Their Martin get car keys and immediately Kapkes leave Zora. That dinosaur went into the vent after hearing the voice of the father and children. Zora followed them in. While outside, Henry's doctor fired the beacon he got so that those helicopters could see them. The helicopter crew saw the sound, but they had to explode because they were eaten by a Direx. Do it. Their hopes of escaping from this island are dashed, and that's what he looks like in the bald Rex. Henry and Duncan's doctors also went into the tunnel, and they had to go to the docks immediately. The one with the ship. And they had to get there first from Martin. Zora himself managed to finish off the dinosaur that was eyeing them from behind, and they immediately left. Unlucky it. Control button was outside the fence and only Isabella. It's the one who can get out. While inside, the dinosaurs were still targeting them. That's when the Direx came after them, but the brave Isabella still managed to open that gate. Luckily, the Direx distracted by the car Martin was carrying, and Martin should could eaten Direx. They ran away to the ship, but the ship won't go down and can't even live. The Direx challenged them again, but it turned out that the Direx was attracted to the light, so that Duncan lured him using flares. And Ken was fishing in Rex away from them, while they all ended up making it, unloaded the ship, and directly captured us from there. Direx back after them, and they thankfully managed to escape because Direx can't swim. Yes, there is a sound from Duncan who turns out Duncan is still alive, so that they came to her rescue. In the end, they all survived. Isabella brought home baby Triceratops, then their relationship became closer. Because Martin is gone, Zora and Dr. Henry decided to share this heart medicine to everyone. Then they were greeted by the herd dolphins when coming home, and movies ended.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's all for the movie storyline. We at this time, if there are suggestions and inputs, please write in the comment section. For those who have just joined this channel, please like the video and subscribe to his channel.